Where Only Gods May Tread is out next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sounds like it's going to be a bloody good one. I mean, you've already released 4 singles thus far, 3 of which are new videos. And I really like the videos because they're all very different from each other. You know, there's like one's more a performance thing. You've got the Another Breath video, which is it reminds me of the Ratamahata video for Sepultura.
Yeah. That's what we were going for with that, because like we were all born late 80s, so we all grew up through the 90s. So like all the shit that we remember was like when MTV was still playing metal, when it was still a rock fucking TV channel. Like they used to have like Rahatamahata, like the Tool videos, like all them old school like weird like animated stop motion like videos. That's basically, it's like a homage to that. Do you know what I mean? Like to bring that kind of shit back, like the shit that we used to watch when we were kids.
Yeah. No, it's shaped up to sound really, really good. And one of the things that really stands out is the title itself. Where does the title "Where Only Gods May Tread" come from?
Well, it's where we want to go as a band. Like we grew up listening to all these legendary death metal bands and all these legendary metal bands. You know, you got your Cannibal Corpse, your Deicide, Morbid Angel, Carcass, Napalm Death, Obituary, and then you've got like your Slayers, your Panteras, your Lamb of Gods, your Slipknots, like that. Those legendary names, like they're gods to us, and to the millions of other metal fans around the world, and like that is the path that we want to walk as a band. We want to walk where only gods may tread, so that when Ingested's over and we're all dead and buried, like our legacy will live on, like it'll be there forever. So that's what we want, to create, a lasting legacy, and we want to be remembered alongside bands like Cannibal Corpse, Slipknot, Slayer, that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, you've already, with this album, joined that kind of company by having Dan Seagrave do the artwork, because he's done so legendary covers like Altars of Madness, you know, worked with bands like Benediction, Entomb, Dismember, so on and so forth. So you look up his CV of bands, and it's just every death metal legend he seems to have worked with.
Well, that's it. That was the thing that we were conscious of, because if you're in a death metal band, who doesn't want Dan Seagrave to do your artwork? Like, of course you want that, Ed, but it was like, again, it was one of those things where it's like we had to wait for the right time, because you know he's Dan Seagrave. The man's not cheap, so we had to just wait until we could afford him. Like, and then like it's took 5 albums and 14 years, but we got there. And we got him. And what's amazing about it is because we always want to try and do something different. Like the stuff that we like especially like the music we listen to and stuff, like we're so like heavily influenced by everything, like all the media that we watch, whether it's horror movies, like any kind of movie really, TV, video games, the music, the bands we listen to, we're also heavily influenced by that, but we always try to put our own spin on it and try and make it like a little bit different, give it a little bit of an Ingested flavor. And we wanted Dan Seagrave, but we wanted him to do something that he'd never done before. So what we did was we gave him the concept, we gave him a rough sketch of like, you know, the idea and the concept of what it was. But when it came to color schemes, he sent it us back. We didn't really tell him too much first time on color schemes. We just thought, let's just see what he comes back with, like, you know, like with a rough concept, like idea. And then he came back to us and we were like, it's amazing because it's Dan Seagrave, so it's always going to be amazing. But we were like, just looks like a Dan Seagrave piece. So what can we do? So then Lynn was like, let's go for really, really bright, like light colors, because he's never done that before. So then we were like, right, let's go for like a more white sort of background, like a bright background. And then he went for it. And then when he finally finished the final piece, we were just like, oh my God, that is insane. And he even said to us, he was like, thanks for pushing me out of my comfort zone. He was like, I've never worked with colors like this before. So we were like, sick! Like, we've got like something totally like fresh, Dan Seagrave fresh.
Yeah.
So yeah, we couldn't be more happier with it. It looks amazing.
It's one of the best album covers he's done for a while, I think, which is saying a lot.
Yeah, really, really, really happy with it. Like, so that's again, it's another one ticked off the list. Dan Seagrave artwork in the bag, done.
Obviously, it's only been 2 years since the last album, the Level Above Human. How does it compare musically with previous effort?
Well, I think it's like it's the culmination of everything that we've done and more. You can tell that we've been, I think when you listen to the album, you can tell that we've been honing this craft for 14 years. Like, like we've got so much better at writing songs. We've got so much more comfortable in the songwriting process. We've got a lot more confident with the songwriting process as well. Like, we're confident in the stuff that elements that we've experimented with on albums in the past, but never fully explored. So we've got a lot more confident with that now, like with doing stuff outside of the box, like rather than rehashing the same ideas over and over again. It's more like we want to just continue to evolve and move forward organically, but never rushing anything, never like pushing anything beyond where it's naturally supposed to go. And I think we've finally got to a comfortable place with that on this album, and I think it really shows. Like, the songwriting is tenfold better than anything we've done before. I think the best way for me to describe it is when we were deciding on what songs to put out as singles. Like, the guys were saying to me, "Oh, what do you think?" Well, and I was like, "It doesn't matter. Any of them. You could put any song off this album out as a single, and it'll be great because there's no shit songs on it." Like, on albums before, like, and all bands do it. Filler songs. There's album filler songs that, you never intend. You've got no intention of ever playing it live. You've got no intention of ever putting it out as a single. And like, I think like we've got to the point now where we're like, if it's not good enough to be a single, or we're never going to play it live. What's the point in putting it on an album? What's the point? Like, there's no point. It's just filler. You're just filling 3.5, 4, 5 minutes for no point. Like, so that's where we're at now. It's like every song, banger. Like, it's got to be. Like, even the last song on the album, it's 9 minutes long. And I was pushing for that to be a single because I was like, they were like, "It's 9 minutes." I was like, "I don't care. It's amazing. It feels like it's 4 minutes long." It's like 10 minutes of your life just disappears, and you're like, "How was that like nearly 10 minutes long?"
I think it's becoming a little bit more commonplace now to release like longer singles. Now you look at a band like Unleash the Archers. Every one of their videos is about 8 minutes long. And they're doing well commercially, so why not?
Well, that's the thing. I think the problem, the reason why people get scared of big songs is because more often than not, they do tend to get boring. If you're not like clever with your songwriting and your hooks and your earworm bits, you have to have an earworm on a big song, because where's it going otherwise? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and it's the presentation of the song as well. So it's like, you could put out a really good 9-minute song, but if the video is boring, do you know what I mean? People will get bored of it regardless of how good the song is. They'll just get bored of it. Like, if they're watching on YouTube, or it's on like a music video TV channel or something like that, they'll get bored of it if it's a shit video. So it's like finding that balance as well. If you're gonna release a long song, make sure the video's like as interesting for as long as the song is, like, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of relates to what you were saying about filler songs, if you like, in that you always have the performance video, and nobody really wants to watch that for 9 minutes.
Exactly.
It's like a 3 minute or 4 minute thing, but to give an idea of the live show more than anything.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. It's so that you know what the band looks like, you know how they appear, like what they're going to look like on stage, that kind of shit. But
Yeah.
like for long songs, man, you need to have some kind of like visual stimuli, some kind of narrative at least. I would expect. Or if you're not going to have a narrative, at least make it look cool for 9 minutes.
Well, of course, one of the latest single, in fact, is Another Breath, which has Kirk Windstein from Crowbar on it. And I know that you met while you were touring with them in the UK.
Yeah, I was.
I noticed. How easy was it for him to agree to appear on the album? Was it just, yeah, I'll do it, man?
So easy. Like honestly, we toured with him, and it's funny. It's good. It's an interesting story actually. That tour. Because sorry, just let me turn this back off. My apologies.
Yeah.
It's that multitasking. Yeah, it's an interesting story, the Crowbar tour, because obviously we're like a brutal death metal band, right? And Crowbar's Crowbar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you wouldn't think that their fans would like us. Like, well, we didn't, at least we didn't, and more fool for us for making an assumption. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so we were really, really, really like worried about that tour.
Yeah.
But we were like, it's fucking Crowbar. There's no way we're not taking this tour.
Yeah.
But we were shitting it. We were like, oh god, we're gonna go down like a sack of shit. Like, but we didn't. It ended up being like probably the best UK tour we've ever done. Like, and the Crowbar fans, the whole crowd, like, we won them over every night. It was awesome. It was so cool. And then we got so many new fans from that tour because Crowbar. Why would like people who are just into Crowbar ever go, oh yeah, Ingested? I'll go to an Ingested show.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like one of those paths that don't really cross so much, and it did on this tour, and it was fucking amazing, mate. Honestly, like it was fucking fantastic. So yeah, that ended up being a great tour for us. We got so many new fans, and we ended up getting really close friends with Crowbar, which was fucking nuts because it's fucking Crowbar. And yeah, we were just hanging out with Crowbar for like the whole week, and we got to know him really well. And then we ended up staying in contact on Facebook and Instagram and that. Yeah. And when we were writing the album, Sean and Sam wrote this song, and Sam wrote the lyrics for Another Breath with Kirk in mind for that. He was like, oh, like it's probably never going to happen, but I'll write it with him in mind, as if for in case he does say yes. Anyway, we managed to get him to say yeah, because we messaged Shane, who's the bassist in Crowbar, and we said oh look, we've got this song, like we'd love it if Kirk could appear on it. He's literally only got to say like 8 words, that's it, and he was like, yeah man, we'll record it now. Like I'm helping him record the rest of the Windstein stuff, for his solo album.
Yeah.
He was like, so I'm in the studio with him now, so I'll get it laid down now. And he got it laid down, sent it to us, and we were like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then he sent us, and then he was like, the next day, he was like, oh, we've recorded a load of harmonies for it as well, so here you go. And sent us all the rest. We were like, this is the best day ever. So yeah, and then we ended up with Kirk Windstein on the fucking album. Unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable, man.
What a result.
Yeah, what a result.
It's interesting because I think when I first saw Crowbar, the Crowbar fans were a lot more open to the other stuff, because when I saw them, they weren't headlining; they were like special guests for Converge.
Right.
And I'd gone to see Crowbar, and I was getting pissed off during Crowbar's set because all the Converge fans were just stood there like that, wearing the same shirt, and I was like, I was like, do you not know who's on stage?
Yeah, this is it, right? I'm just like, how can you not like Crowbar?
I don't know.
That's mind blowing, mate. Like, how can you not like him? They're sick.
Well, let's get back to talking about another sick band called Ingested.
Okay.
Obviously, right now, the global pandemic has really fucked things up all over the world. and live shows are just not happening, especially here in the UK and USA and a few other places. How difficult has it been to promote this album, knowing people out on tour?
Do you know what? As weird as it sounds, it's been way easier.
Yeah,
way easier. Because yes, it's shit that we can't tour. So financially,
yeah,
it's not great for us because we have to tour, like, or otherwise we don't make any money. That's just how it is. But like, rather than sitting here and just being negative about it and moaning about it or whatever, there's no point. We're all in the same fucking situation. It affects everyone. So we've tried to take positives out of this negative and tried to, like, find these silver linings. And to be honest, we've never been able to spend this much time doing press, doing interviews, doing social media. Like, our social media presence has, like, increased like tenfold because we've not been able to tour. Because, like, when you're touring, it's like most of the time my phone doesn't work unless I'm on Wi-Fi anyway, if I'm in the UK or Europe or whatever. So I can't do social media until we get to a venue. And then by the time you get to a venue, you've got to load out. You got to load in, you got to set everything up. Then you got a sound check. Then the doors are open. Then it's merch. Then you got to play. Then you take everything down. Then you load back out into the van. Get in the van, travel. There's no Wi-Fi, so my phone doesn't work, so I can't get on internet again. So, like, being at home during all this in the build-up to the album being released, we've been able to spend so much more time, like, connecting with our fans and spending all this time, like, making videos, doing stuff like the Twitch channel that I've started. We do album listening parties, like, every Sunday. So all the rest of the Ingested guys come on and we listen to our albums, like, through, like, we do it one a week, like, chronological as they were released up until the new one comes out, and then we'll do an album listening party for that. So it's like, it's been so much more easier to promote this album just because we've not been on the road. So, like, financially, bit shit, but in the grand scheme of things, if you're looking at the bigger picture, it's probably done us a bit of a favor, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I guess I'm just taking positives from negatives. But yeah, we've been able to connect with our fans on a such, I don't know, do I use the word deeper level? I mean, it sounds a bit weird, but, like,
broad level, maybe.
We have those, like, we've been able to connect with them, like, so much more than usual. Like, we've been a lot more present on our social media and stuff like that. So and obviously I'm doing an interview with you now. Like, so I've never done this much press for an album ever. I've been doing interviews, like, every day, and it's been fucking great, to be honest. So
I mean, it's funny because it seems to be paying off. A friend of mine sent me another Breath video a week or so ago, whenever it was it came out, like the day it came out. And that never happens. You'd have thought, but I'd never get friends, like, messaging me, "Oh, check this song out," whatever. But it worked because there was the video.
I know, it's crazy, and it's like the reception to all the singles from the album have been really good, but the reception to this last one with Kirk, it's been real good, man. Really, really good. So yeah, I just can't wait to get this fucking CD out, man. 10 days now. 10 days, mate. 10 days.
Yep. Obviously, this is the second album through Uni Leader as well. How's the relationship with them been thus far?
It's been fantastic. It's been really, really good. Uni Leader, again, it's one of those things that was on our list of things that we wanted to achieve as a band, because when we first started listening to all, like, death metal, brutal death metal, like slam, all that kind of stuff, Uni Leader was one of the main record labels that we'd listen to. Like, there was a lot of bands from there. Deeds of Flesh, Inveracity, Gorgasm, like, the list goes on forever. And we always wanted to somehow work with Uni Leader, and it happened, and it's fantastic. We've got an amazing relationship with the label. Jamie, the CEO, is fantastic to work with. We used to work with him when he was running Siege of Amida Records. which we did. We released our first 2 albums on that label. So we've worked with him before. We've known him for years. Like, we've got a really good relationship with him. And then we work really, really closely with Dan DeFonts, who also works for Uni Leader, and he's our booking agent in America for continental touring. And again, we've known him for years as well. He's been our booking agent since our first American tour, which was 2015, I think. It was Devastation on the Nation. Yeah, so we've got an amazing relationship. Our support network's fantastic. Like, we've really built up an amazing team that works like with us, and it's fantastic. We've got the Jamie and Dan at Uni Leader. We've got Martin at Avocado Booking. We've got James and Lisa at Hold Tight PR. We've got a fantastic, and we've got an amazing relationship with Indie Merch Store. We've got over in America, and again, another amazing relationship with Allotment Productions, who run our merch site over in Europe and the UK as well. So yeah, we can't complain. It's took us years to build up this support network, but like I said, the team that we've got now is phenomenal. Yeah, so I couldn't be happier.
Well, it's funny, like I say, I got linked the video by a friend the day it came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is really good. This with the new album coming out, so I might look into press for this." And then, like, the next morning, I had an email from Lisa. Like, you need to check this out, and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, she's great. She's like I said, I've never done this much press for anything, and I've been doing stuff every day, and it's awesome. Keep it coming.
Yeah. Well, Jase, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me today, mate. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to let you have your bath now.
Cheers, Ollie.